Today we are looking at a game where Andrew Tate plays a cheater. The game is super tense, and at the end we see one of the nastiest checkmates. So in this game, Andrew was rated 1739 and his opponent was rated 1703. The game was a 3-minute blitz game with 1 second of increment, which means when one side plays a move, they will gain 1 second on their clock. So Tate opens up with the move d4. Nothing unusual there. We see c5. This is known as the Benoni defense, and the most common way for white to combat this move is to simply go d5, and this is what we're seeing in the game. D5, we see e6, takes and takes, and Tate grabs the center with the move e4, and black immediately applies pressure to the center with the move d5. Takes, and normally what black would do here in this position is take with this pawn. Instead of taking with the pawn, we see black take with the queen, which is also perfectly fine, and here Tate can play a move like bishop d2 or knight c3, or he can just exchange queens with the move queen d5, and queen d5 is what was played in the game. E d5, knight f3, and knight f6. So both players just developing their knights, keeping it nice and simple. Bishop g5, applying a bit of pressure to this knight. We see bishop e7, and here it's interesting. Tate plays the move bishop d3. Now, I've gone through a massive database of Andrew Tate's chess games. I've looked at so many, and almost in every single game with the white pieces, he will put his bishop on d3. And to be fair, the d3 square is a great square in most games, and you know, bishop d3 works perfectly fine in this chess game as well. We see h6, this move h6 attacks this bishop, so this bishop has to retreat. Bishop h4 is what Tate decided on. It's very interesting here. This move h6 completely weakens this king, so it's going to be interesting how Tate takes advantage of these weak squares. And after this move bishop h4, we see castle, so black just getting their king to safety. And also both players have played this opening extremely fast. Both players have exactly 3 minutes and 3 seconds on the clock each. Like I said, it's a 1 second increment, so every move they gain 1 second. However, we're entering the middle game, and the middle game is where you have to start thinking, so both players won't be able to just blitz out moves. They're going to have to start coming up with their own ideas. And Tate leaps his knight into the center of the board with knight e5, rook e8, and now castle, so Tate gets his king to safety. And Tate's opponent does not like this knight being on the e5 square, and immediately wants to exchange it off with the move knight d7. However, remember when I said this move h6 creates weaknesses? Well, now this knight can hop to the g6 square, and it is very close to black's king. Here this bishop is under attack, and black wants to preserve this bishop and retreats it with the move bishop d8. And this position is fairly equal. However, it's still quite a volatile position because one bad move and you might just completely lose the game. It's a bit like rock climbing. You might be doing quite well, but one misstep and you might just fall off the mountain. And here we see b3. The reason behind b3 is to try and stop the move c4, just to add more defenders to this square. And black kind of does the same and goes b6, but for another reason. The reason behind this move b6 is to try and develop their light squared bishop into the game. Tate goes knight d2, we see d4, and now knight c4, so this knight is entering the game, maybe looking at some gaping holes here. Bishop c7 is played, restricting this knight. Notice how this bishop does quite a nice job of stopping this knight from coming to the d6 square, but Tate is unfazed by this move and simply goes rook a to e1, trying to gain control of the open e file. In chess, you've got open files, and you want to try control the file as it will give your position more mobility, more options. It's like with anything in life really, the more options you have, the better. And rook a to e1 is a perfect demonstration of that. We see an exchange occur with takes and takes, and now Tate has the open e file, bishop b7, and you could try work out why this move, bishop b7, is no good. I'll let you try work it out. So the problem with this move, bishop b7, is that this e7 square is now very weak, and we saw Andrew play the move rook e7, which is the top engine move. Here black rushes to go bishop d8, attacking this rook. Here you can try pause the video and find the tactical sequence Tate played to win material. So I'll let you try pause the video. If you did pause the video and you worked it out, well done to you. The idea here is to ignore this threat and play the move bishop f6. Now, why this move bishop f6 is played? If this bishop is retaken with the knight, then this bishop hangs, and if this bishop is taken back with the pawn, then you can simply win the knight. And most importantly, if this rook is taken, then you just take back and you have 2 minor pieces for the rook. And by the way, it's a lot better to have 2 minor pieces pieces than a rook in most positions anyway. We see rook e8 and now knight d6. These knights really hopping in. Rook b8, but now bishop c4. This bishop comes out of nowhere and checks on this king's face. King h7, but now bishop d3. The bishop is coming back. King g8 and bishop h4. Now here black plays the absolute fatal move, knight f8. Now there is a checkmate in 2 here that Andrew played. You can try find it. The dazzling move is knight e7 check, because after king h8, which is absolutely forced, there's no other move, king h8, here the move knight f7 is checkmate. So a very nice game by Andrew Tate, and Tate's opponent's account would be banned sometime after this game for cheating. And that is the end of the video. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more like these, like and subscribe. I've got a video right here I think you might enjoy. Thank you for your time and attention. Have a good day.